Hi Aries, welcome to your mid-month readings. As always, keep in mind that this is only a general reading. Always take what it feels right and with what does resonate within your own life experiences during this time. If you would like a personal reading with me, please contact me through the email I put in the description box below. For the month of August, I'm offering a special called Tales of the Sun, and it's a reading divided into two parts. Part one being sunrise and part two being sunset. And this reading was created to reflect upon the theme of the current Leo season we are on, which is all about joy, self expression, co creation, and the power we hold in the self, in our identity, in our essence. It's also about the truth that sings from the heart. So, the part one sunrise, it's a reading that focuses on the light aspects of what is being born and co-created and integrated in different areas of life in positive ways, empowering ways. The second part, sunset, reflects upon what might need to be let go and released in order to find exactly what part one reading talks about, which is a better state of happiness and the path of joy we all long to walk in life. And they were created to be a complement to each other, but they are not exclusive. So you can definitely order just part one or part two and still gather from it quite a lot of information. So if you would like to know more about those specials or any other of my tarot services, just email me. Or if you would like to donate and support my channel, you can also do so by following the PayPal link, which is also down below, and as well my Facebook and Instagram page. So, Aries, I do feel like some of you during this mid-August might be a little bit upset about the motion of things, the direction certain situations in your life are taking. Some of you, I feel, are displeased with certain turn of events or situations that might make you feel a little bit, stressed, or it's like feeling that something that is happening with you is not fair. There's a lot of focus here on themes of unfairness or feeling unjustified, or that something happening to you is unjustified. It could also be that some of you are thinking about doing things or saying things or acting upon things without them being fully processed, which means that some of you are precipitating yourselves. You are having some lapses of judgment, which definitely the Knight of Swords brings. You are thinking that something is not. It's like presumptions that might lead to discussions, conflict, or harsh words being thrown, and that being again unjustified. So make sure as well that you are not being doing wrong or being unfair to someone, because I feel like you are here ending something. This is the world energy. So before this is fully completed, whatever this could be a relationship, this could be a phase, a cycle you are on, this could be a work situations, this could be anything that you are not liking the direction it's taking during this mid-August. And so because of that dislike, you might tend to act or be tempted to act before really seeing what's there. So there's a sense of presumption that might be going against some of you. Now, others of you, I feel that things are moving really fast during this mid-August. You have this racing of thoughts that for some of you it's amazing. It's like being able uh, to think and reach again ideas and ideas and to say things and to communicate in ways that are very active, energized, where you're able to very it's like in a very intuitive manner to speak to speak up about the things that you're being called to speak about. So your expression on the other side is emphasized here. And I feel like some of you have so many, it's like again, so many thoughts and this racing of thoughts that the thing that it might be happening to some of you is that you might be seeing things in advance before they are happening. So as well, pay attention to that sense of precognitive energy, or where you're being, where you're visualizing, where you're able to see what yet others can't. There's a little bit of vision, about you during this mid-August, and because it's not happening, the things are not happening accordingly to that vision. This is what might be creating some stress as well, in your energy and in the way you're dealing with things, is because things are not a match to to what will be the outcome, or what you'll know will be the truth about something. So you know something, but still it's like being challenged in the now to that same knowing you have. And uh, others of you, the challenge is the Five of Pentacles. So others of you are dealing with the lack of something, or feeling the lack heavily, more than feeling satisfied, or more than feeling the return of a situation. I feel like you feel that you keep losing things, right? You can see this trail of pentacles following behind them. It's like, I feel like some of you feel like you have things that you keep losing that are unfair again, that things that maybe you have worked hard for, things that maybe belong to you, that you don't understand why you keep losing, or why you keep being asked to let go of the dearest things you hold, or the valuable things you hold. And I feel like some of you are transcending here as well to a more spiritualized, let's say, perspective of of money, of assets, of possessions, of materialism. The physical world might have been or is a source of challenge for some of you. It's like maybe not liking where you're working, or the type of work you're doing, not liking, of course, the financial return from that, not liking how your finances are going, or having, some battles going on those areas. And again, feeling like that's unfair, or that you don't understand, why the lack being keeps happening, and it's like a wider gap keeps opening. Some of you need to breathe. Take a moment here to breathe. Take a moment to consider. It's interesting because you have the Knight of Swords, which brings thunder, and you have the Five of Pentacles, which brings rain. So there might be an experience in this mid-August that feels very challenging for some of you. Some of you feel like your efforts are worthless. Be careful, because what creates that sense of lack, the intensity of the experience of lack and abandonment and loss and all of that, it's many times, assisted and amplified due to those same thoughts of worthlessness. So you need to change here a little bit of the narrative of some of your thoughts telling you that something is not worth it. You are worth it, your life is worth it, your ideas are worth it, everything about you is worth it. But what you're doing with your worth, how are you embodying that part of you? How do you value and esteem the assets you hold? Being those material assets, emotional assets, spiritual assets, intellectual assets, do you value everything? Do you put the same value about you as a whole that you are in your life? How is that, in balance? Because I feel like some of you have been putting a lot of value into materialism, which might not be, wrong, but Maybe because the focus has been so much there, you have not been looking to other things that you have, or even other sources from which you could benefit, materially speaking, because you're so focused on that same point. I feel like some of you need to open your mind, and you're being called definitely during this period of time. That's actually your main breakthrough during this mid-August, is to broaden your mind and open the narrow pathways, the pathways from which you look at your reality and your life and your relationships and anything going on in just one way. It's like a one-way street here. Some of you need to open, explore, widen here the way you consider yourself and others. Some of you that this is not you, this Knight of Swords, you could be dealing with an air sign or an air type personality, which air signs are Geminis, Libras, and Aquarius, and they don't have to be that sign, but they can have a strong, prominent air type quality about their personalities in their birth charts as well, in their temperament. So air signs are all about logic, mind, are all about ideas, brainstorming, but they can also be quite cold, detached, and sometimes give an impression that they are heartless. So if you're dealing with an earth sign, with an air sign, if this Knight of Swords is not you, but manifested through someone you're dealing with, and if this Knight of Swords is kind of giving you a sense of being heartless or being unfair to you, saying things and reacting in ways that are hurtful or just, you know, not at all, or where they are not understanding or not coming from a place of understanding about the things you have been doing, be patient. And I feel like this air sign or this person some of you are dealing during this mid-month is not going through a good moment as well, and they're not as well going through the best periods of their life. Some of you are dealing with relationships that have a clash of egos and minds and temperament, and the relationships are about everything except the heart. So needing to put a focus again here again on what matters in order to reinforce the worth of situations, the value of situations. Um, Again, some of you have relationships going on. There are about everything except the love or the care or the feeling. It's like putting a lot of things in the way of love or on any type of connection and relationship that is a source. It's like a headache. Some of you could have headaches during this time as well, more than usual. You could be feeling quite this intensity of the mind is like an electrical charge uh, of energy, sometimes kind of overwhelming and taking over you, and sometimes making it hard for you to control yourself as you would like. So I hope you have a great mid-month. Thank you so much for all of you that have been liking, sharing, subscribing, commenting, and donating to my channel. I really appreciate it. Thank you so much. Hopefully we'll see each other soon.